Take a step outside, let's go for a ride. Anyone could die, guaranteed I'll slide. 1942, I'm on a different vibe. Remember I was going down the wrong way, now I feel alive. I've been on my shit since I was a kid. 50-50 chance that you won't get hit. I'm in advance, cash and paper clips. Nowadays I'm on another level, bitch, my life is lit.
Like, it's a fucking judgment.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Contest of Speed. We are back for some more EU2 racing action, and we are heading over to Barcelona in Spain for the Catalunya circuit. This is one of the fast-flowing, sort of technical tracks, but it's also very low grip in certain parts, especially Sector 3 getting round that left-hander after the DRS. My name is Corey. I'm one of your two commentators for this evening. Join with me in the comms booth, as always, it's Tom Carter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, for round 4 of the season here in Spain. I think I don't know if it's a European leg or not, but we're in Europe anyway. We're in a sunny part of the world, but unfortunately we've seen a bit of rain throughout the week so far for the races that have already happened this week. So I wonder if we'll get any rain so far today.
Hopefully, we see a bit of mixed conditions. I always like a bit of mixed conditions racing. It changes things up. I have a wet start, intermediate start, and then it dries out towards the end. It's nice to see. But we apologise for the delay. Steam decided to kill itself and made us wait a long time to re-lobby, get everybody back online. But we are now here we will have a full grid as Matty Robbo in the Kicksauber will be filling in shortly, jumping in the middle of quali. So it will be a full grid, all 20 drivers in their respective teams out here racing today.
Yeah, so we've had a good season so far. Just to recap a little bit for you now as I pull up the standings. I'm just going to grab them swiftly from the Contest of Speed Discord server. If someone could get the link to that in the description. They are separated though instead of being together, which I don't like. But in the first race, of course, Craggy went. He went and took the original. I mean, not the original, the opening race. Sorry, and then he went and made it 2 out of 2. In Saudi Arabia, the only point he had missed out on was the fastest lap. But then, in we haven't got the results for Austria just yet. There must be some sort of penalty deliberation coming through.
We
But here
don't
we
have an
are, round four
updated
then.
standings, but I've got a brief estimate. I did a bit of mathematics, as you want to say. Craggy, as it is, this is unconfirmed, but if it was to be confirmed, would be leading by 57 points. It'd be Goran behind in P2 with 33, and Kevin Calforti with 27. Jumping ahead of Sid. Sid dropping down 2 places. Was second in the standings. Is now 4th in the standings. Hako, the reserve driver, did a bit of a nice race last time out, jumping in the reserve spot, getting P2 in Austria last race. So 18 points puts him in P5. That's what I got from the top 5. And with the constructors, I can tell you on that. Unconfirmed, we still could wait for penalties, as Tom Carter says. Kick Salbus, 77 points, Haas 59, and Mercedes were 42. So, if my numbers are correct, without the stewards' decisions that may yet are still to come, that is where we are with the current standings.
Yeah, so I think the first person to come out for their lap was Charlie, but I think he may have invalidated. So then it is Tay following up next, but I think he might have invalidated as well. Maybe
Dynamic
he's slowed down. Yeah, he has.
on Paul at the current time of 12.6. It's a masterclass lap. We was on board with him for the entirety of the lap, although we didn't really give him any credit. It is the banker lap, so track evolution is a massive factor around here. Something that happens towards the final few minutes. The grip is just that little bit more tackier. The layer of rubber from the driver's setting the banker laps has been laid down. The track temperature's warmer. You can really push and drain all the fuel out of your tank and get the maximum speed and get your maximum track time. Hopefully still pole position. It's going to be a quick lap, so it's fine margins already. The P1, 2 and 3 on bankers are only separated by around 2/10, so already looking close.
Yeah, you'll have to forgive me a little bit. I'm a little bit lost in terms of where everyone is at the moment in terms of their out lap, in lap, and fast lap routine. It's a very short track here, so the map gets very, very clustered very, very quickly, and it can be a little bit hard to keep track of. But come the second round of laps, I think it'll be a bit easier for us. We're following Ty now at the moment on the camera, as you can see. He is down in 17th, did invalidate his first lap. He's done a 22 flat in the first sector. I'm not sure how good that is, but obviously his tyres will be 1 lap more worn, and that
Don't
is a
think
high
he's
downforce part
pushing.
of the track.
I don't think he's pushing. He's
You're
got a
not?
flashing light on. He's had a flashing light on all the way
Yeah, yeah,
down
yeah.
that DRS straight. So potentially not really pushing on a lap. We will go on board with Rob Star to see where he's at as he's coming around the final few corners. Round 14 we go. He is not flashing, so this is a push lap. It sets a 13.8, so P14 on his banker lap.
Ty takes 10th place, so that was a lap that he pushed
It
then.
was a
So
lap.
he must have run out of ERS at some point during the lap, or used up his deploy.
Yeah, trying to push very hard. He may have, like you say, used the battery, just used his deploy up, couldn't use that ERS deployment anymore. It gains you so much, especially on the straights with the DRS. 2 DRS zones here, 2 detection points. So looking good. Second sector is a favoured spot for overtaking as you finish second sector, get yourself into third sector. Turn 10 overtaking hot spot. Turn 1 and 2 overtaking hot spots. Even into turn 4 if you're feeling brave. If you get the exit out of turn 3, you can get the slipstream. We know it's mighty powerful in this game cycle. Oh, bit of a slide there from Tag.
Yeah, the only 2 people that haven't set laps yet are Racer and Griffin, but Racer's coming through in his McLaren now. So his first lap, I wonder what it'll be. It was a second sector purple that came up. I'm not sure if it was a fastest or a personal best, but he does go only P13, 9/10 off the fastest lap so far. That's been set by Dynamic Joe of all people, Sid in P2, Lee Bob in P3, Charlie, and then Goran in P5.
Lee Bob certainly showed some pace out in last races, but the Ferraris failing to score points in Austria. Only 2 points in constructors there at the bottom, so Ferrari drivers are pulling a Ferrari strategy and they need to get some points, but a P3 on a bank is looking mighty fine indeed. Griffin in the Alpine jumps up to P5. We just caught the back end of his lap as he came through sector 3, so it's looking mighty good so far. Certainly a change in the order. Dynamic duo on top. Sid being in P2 there certainly showed quality pace, but can he hold it out in the race? Lee Bob in P3, we know the Ferrari's got the quality pace as seen in Austria and previous races that we've had here in EU2, but currently not getting the points to match the quality pace.
Yeah, so we've had everyone except Don Ammo and Kevin Cal set laps. I think Don Ammo's going to come through now, but it's a very, very slow lap. 3 seconds off the pace, but he is not flashing now, so I suspect that he's going for another lap. Kevin Cal, where are you? Kevin Cal's coming through the second sector, actually. He's already had his first split. And he's not doing too badly. He's on the run to the fast right-hander now, onto the back straight.
Kevin Cal 40 currently third in standings, roundabout.
I'm just a few seconds behind. I was making sure you was following on. I didn't want to be speaking about something that wasn't on screen for you lot to watch.
Making sure that I didn't
Yeah.
talk over you. But
Yeah, thank you
third
very
in
much.
standings, the Alpine driver, Kevin Calforte. Just scoring the points for the Alpine team, which currently sit fourth in constructors. But that mighty P2 finish from Hako has excelled Mercedes in points to sit in P3. But he does go pole, Kevin Cal, only by 200ths of a second.
Close. It's very close at the front at the moment. You've got just 600ths of a second split in the top 3. You've got Kevin Cal, Dynamic Joe, and Sid split by 0.059 seconds. Then Lee Bob just shy of 2/10 behind, as well as Charlie matching him nearly. You got half a second between the top 10. That's insane.
Bringing us on board with the V-Carb Sebi. Seeing if he can improve that 13.8 and it's a 1.2 second between himself and P1. That's quite the margin to beat. Dynamic Duo sets a new pole position time by 111 thousandths of a second.
It's still just fine margins in it. Look at that. He's barely improved and it's given him pole position. Insanity.
Hello, Grillis. Nice to see you in the chat, mate. The EU4 champion from last season.
Yeah, last season's EU4 champion, competing in EU1 this season. If you want to be there for EU1 tomorrow, the highest and the pinnacle of our racing drivers, then you do want to tune in. You want to see this guy race as well as myself.
Luis goes P5 though, improving quite a lot.
Craggy P4 as well, just making the margins even finer, fine like a hair. But as I was saying, if you want to tune in for EU1 tomorrow at the same time, tomorrow 9 p.m, the fastest tier we have, the best racing we have, the best drivers we have. PW Jones, 112.614.
Ooh. So we're in about half a tenth or just under
Less than a
half
tenth between the top 5. If I just would ask
Charlie
that
P2.
Oh my god.
5 thousandths to Dynamic in the...
Yeah.
Oh.
Please, I'm begging you, change the detail for gap to leader, please, and show the people the margins as right now it's less apparent when you look at it like that. Look at the margins in the top 5 right now for the laps.
Ooh.
Wrong one. Oh no, you got it.
Got it. So there you see, very fine margins, separated by a tenth is pole position to P5. So you could end up on the front row or be down on the third row. Very fine margins. Craggy, a driver who's been very, very fast here in EU2. It's just 2/10 away from pole, but I reckon he could get those 2/10, so he just needs to find the lap and pull it together.
Someone who's improving to join that little group at the front whose margins are finer than hairs now. I'm going to keep using similes, sorry. I'm going to keep using increasingly more drastic similes to describe the gaps that we've got here in qualifying, is Lee Bob. Lee Bob now, he's in his Ferrari and he's going through the second sector and he had just a 33 thousandths improvement, 0.033 of a second improvement for the first sector. So how much can he improve on that? If he was to improve by maybe another tenth, then he'd be within that gap at the front of people that are within a tenth to the leader at the moment, which is PW Jones in the Williams. He's coming through the third sector now. Got his teammate came out the white end. Sam left the session there, so I'll get him an invite to him swiftly if you want to carry on.
Yep, try and get him back in. We're still on board with Lee Bob as he comes around turn 13, firing it around 14 to open that rear wing just before he powers down towards the line. It's a second row for the Ferrari. Almost 2/10 improvement.
Man.
12.655. Another driver within a tenth of pole position.
It's insanity at the moment. Sam back in the server. That's good to see. We'll get his shot for the final round of laps. Another person who's on a lap now. I think it might be
Hold
Griffin.
up.
He goes fastest and ruins the party for everyone else with a
Ooh.
1:12.543. It's a good lap.
I was just on board with the Ferrari tag. He could have received a tow from his teammate there, Lee Bob. It was a bit of a slight attempt, but Lee Bob diving out of the way. But tag still going, and again, like you said, the Alpine Griffin
Tag.
getting pole.
Tag,
Beautiful stuff.
not tag.
Tag.
Racer in the third sector. He's about to finish his next lap. I think he made a mistake there. I'm not sure this is going to be a very good one. It's not.
It's purple sector 2 for 10.
He's coming. He's in lap. He's coming in to pits. So the only person that is on a lap at the moment is Donamo. Everyone else is on out laps or in laps.
On board with the Ferraris on a lap. Coming around
Oh,
turn
he's about to finish
14.
it.
Yeah. Rear wing wide open. Crosses the line to almost a 3/10 improvement. So 13 flat. We'll go on board with Donamo. Did you see? He's 4 tenths up currently. He's dropped it. Oh no! Spun around. Just a bit too quick on the power road at turn 5. He gets the best of us. That little downhill section, you've got to be very gentle on the brakes. Sort of feather them into the corner or you will drop that back end. But he managed to make the corner and just powered a bit too quickly and spun it round. Unfortunate for Mercedes.
So people are going to start worrying now as the man himself, the favourite at the moment, I'd say, for the championship as it stands. Your money would be on him. It's Craggy. He's coming now. Crosses the line to start his lap. He's the only person on a lap at the moment. Donamo and Tai have both finished their chances. So I wonder how Craggy's going to do. He comes through turn 1. It's nice and tidy. He doesn't run too far wide. Doesn't get too unsettled on the curbs. Keeps the power down nice and flat through turn 3 on the run to turn 4. It's quite a deceiving corner, this one. The apex runs wide. Where it runs you wide, but it's easy to run too far wide and hit the gravel. I didn't quite see the sector split there. Sorry, I was too busy focusing on what to say. But it keeps a nice tight line into sector 2.
Beautiful stuff coming around turn 6 as he goes sector 2. One of the more technical corners. You've got the downhill at turn 5. Oh, he's gone!
Drops it into the wall.
Ooh. Big smack from the rear end for the kick sober as he takes to the grass, moves out of the way for the Aston Martin. He just in one of the more technical parts of the track, sector 2. I was just about to mention it. Turn 5 sending you downhill, and then turn 7 and 8 sending you back up a hill. But it's a very tight chicane section.
But the next person that's going to set a lap then, who's behind him on track as well, is Kevin Cow. He started his lap just after Craggy. In the Alpine, he went pole earlier in the session. He's been beaten by 5 drivers thus far. Can he take those positions back? I'm not sure what his improvement is at the moment because we've drawn him so late into the lap, but he comes around the final corner, keeps it flat to the floor, opens the DRS, burns the remainder of his battery, and goes P3 with an 82 thousandth of a second gap to the front, 0.082 to the leader.
Wow.
Good lap.
Beautiful lap for the Alpines. The Alpines showing some mighty monumental pace here in Barcelona. They certainly are the fast car, the one to be driving. The Alpine team getting a front row and a second row seat to the start of the race in Barcelona. 33 laps roundabout to go. So will they be able to hold those positions, if not take that 1-2 off the start and dominate the race? It's all to play in the Alpine's hands, certainly showing the pace here.
A large number of drivers out on their out laps now, but someone who's just started lapping his first lap of the session after joining late is Matty Robbo. You got a feel for him. I mean, I think he's doing a double out lap actually, so we'll ignore that then.
Matty Robbo always
Just
comes into qualifying and sets his infamous one shot. You can't complain about that.
Yeah, I wonder. I'll take a prediction of P17 for Matty Robbo on his 1 lap qualifying.
Tia Laird, 13 flat on the mark. On the mark. 13 flat for Tia Laird, the Aston Martin. We're
Hey.
currently on board. No, Tia Laird.
One.
One. Oh, one! Oh, I've just seen it! Oh,
Yeah. Sorry, I was yawning.
I've just seen it! It's 1,000ths between the Ferrari and the Aston Martin. My God, talk about fine margins. 12,999 versus a
Joke
13 flat.
Stream has gone black.
Stream should not have gone black. It's not for me.
Gone
I
black
think it's
for
just for you.
It's fine. I got it. My bad.
We are still live.
Yeah, it's all good.
Rookie mistake. Well, we are on board with Goran, the Haas driver, currently sitting in P2 in the driver's standings, coming around turn 14, looking to improve on his lap time. Can he get himself up into contention on the front row? He can. It's only P11. He just can't find the pace around this, certainly not being one of his stronger suits.
I think Craggy's just started his final lap as well, so I'm going to keep an eye on Craggy.
Charlie's invalid. A driver we know to have pace, so I'll be on board with the Haas, a dynamic duo. Dynamic set the benchmark times here in the first couple of laps of qualifying. He's now looking to snatch that P1 away once again as he powers down towards turn 10. One of the more technical corners. It's a purple sector 2. He's currently 2.5 tenths up on his time. With it standing, it will be pole position if he can set this lap in. Griffin is also on his lap, the Alpine contender, looking to fight back. But who shall take pole position as Dynamic Duo comes around to finish turn 14? Get the rear wing open, drain everything you've got to cross the line. He will be Paul. It's a 14-6. Rob Starr. Sid with a 13-4. Just takes it 13-4-8 by a tenth. Snatches pole position, slaps that Mercedes on the front row. The P1 position for the race start. Beautiful for Mercedes driver. We've seen him do it before. He's done it again. He has the qualifying pace. Just now needs to maintain it throughout the race. Griffin, can he respond? He comes round. Turn 14, gets the rear wing open, drain it all, send it all. It's only good enough for P3. Sid is on pole position here in EU2. Slaps that Mercedes up the Dynamic Duo. P2 in the Haas. Griffin P3. Rob Starr, surprisingly, on the second row with that Williams.
Time to Taylade and 1,000th off from Tay, by the way.
Wow.
The margins are a joke. You've got half a second split in the top 12. Insanity. Yeah, Matty Robbo and Tay had a 1,000th between them, and then Matty Robbo and the person behind him, I didn't see who it was, I think it was Tierlade, had identical times. But Sid is on pole for the race today. What do you have to say about that, ladies and gentlemen? Get yourself in the chat, get yourself speaking. What do you think's going to happen today? Who's going to win? Who's going to lead into turn 1?
Sid with a masterclass lap taking pole. Dynamic Duo second. Griffin P3. Rob Starr P4. PW Jones P5. Double Williams up there in high points. Could be good for the Williams team in terms of constructors. Kevin Cow P6. Charlie P7. Sam in P8. Lee Bob P9 and Craggy in P10. So your top 10 out of qualifying. What a qualifying. What an end to qualifying. Certainly setting Barcelona off with a bang. Crazy stuff.
That's the crazy stuff. So, who should we get on the winners prediction then? Someone on a PC, if they could, please. Sid, Craggy, Dynamic.
Oh, Sid can maintain that pace and pull away. He was a 10th clear.
Who else was there?
Position.
If you got the grid, who was there?
Sid was there. Dynamic
Rob.
Sid, Dynamic, Griffin, Rob,
Yeah.
PW Jones. So again, the Williams doing it well. 4 and 5. But we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights The lights are out and we are go for the Spanish Grand Prix here in Contest of Speed EU2. Looks like it's a good getaway from Sid, but Dynamic Duo is looking
Dynamic
to
Duo to the
attack
inside.
straight away, making it side by side as you get into turn one. They're keeping it. Oh, a bit of contact there. Sid
contact.
off the track, gets back to the track cleanly. Nobody else engaged, but there's a huge crash of the Red Bull at the back of the field in the wall. It's Luis Suarez. Off the track, gets himself going again, certainly picks up some wing damage with that incident. We see Lee Bob there trying to make a move. There's an Alpine spun round Kevin Calforti off into the gravel. Spain is going off, yellow flags as the pace slows down a little bit there as we fire in turn 5. So not so
Dynamic
clean
Duo
off the
taking
start.
lead. Oh, excuse me for that noise. Microphone fell. But yeah, it's all chaos at the moment. I think PW Jones had a moment. No, it was Rob Starr. Means he's given up 2 positions to Charlie and his teammate. But at the front, it's Sid, very much well within the range of DRS for Dynamic Duo. And your predictions are up now.
Charlie
for
on the
winner of
attack.
this
PW
race.
Jones looking to go around the outside. He's making it side by side as we get down to turn 13. Backside of it takes a smart choice. There's not the place to do it. It's only lap 1. You've still got 32 laps to go.
Predictions aren't up yet. Sorry, my bad. I was wrong. But
Charlie's going for it again, going down into turn 1, looking to send it on. PW Jones does get that move done down into turn 1. The V-Carb slapping it up onto the podium.
good move
Lovely
from Charlie
overtake.
there. But come on, Sid. He's representing the Mercedes today. He's my teammate. I can't pretend that I'm not rooting for him. He's also from the same area as me in real life, so I am also backing him on a personal level and on a championship level.
Little bit of a
points prediction is up now. Who is going to win? Race winner in Spain tonight, Craggy, Sid, Dynamic Duo, Rob Star Griffin. I know Craggy's down there, but I had to chuck him in there because he's 2 out of he's won half the races this season so far. I'm gonna go all in on Sid, 10.5k.
Oh, going all in there, feeling brave.
Yeah.
Is Tom Carter making the
Backing
bet?
him.
But Sid there and Dynamic Duo have managed to maintain a bit of a gap there. Sam is looking for an overtake there, gets past Rob Starr, looking for it on PW Jones. Sam, the Red Bull, moving up 3 places from the race start. Qualified P8.
We'll follow Sam on the run down to turn 1 now. Can he get past Charlie? Can he get past PW Jones, who doesn't have the DRS? But one thing I think we should look at now as we head on to the 3rd lap. Oh, Sam!
Oh!
I'm not sure if he just locked the race. He's only lost 1 position. 2 positions to go around to the Haas.
Sam gets himself going again, drop back down to P7, needs to make those positions back once again, but he does have a bit of a run there on the Haas driver. Goran up into P6, qualified P11. So didn't have the best time in qualifying, but certainly making moves off the start, benefiting from those little spins, those rough and toughs.
Yeah, so we have a couple. I think we have 3 drivers on the hards, Racer, Tierlade and Griffin at the back. I think Griffin and Tierlade both stopped, so that doesn't really, count for strategy. Racer, the only person who's started on hards. Charlie started on softs, and every single other driver on medium tyres for the start of this race.
At 1.5 second gap from Sid to Charlie's not getting closed up by the V-Carb driver, even though he's on the soft compound tyre. That DRS of Sid is just keeping Charlie at bay outside of DRS. PW Jones not having the DRS could allow his teammates to come back in before he gets under
Sid
attack.
to the lead.
Sid making a move with the DRS. It's easy pickings as we get into turn 1. We'll have the slipstream, the ERS and the overspeed. So he makes it easy, done. The DRS mighty powerful with such a long straight there from 14 to turn 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is a good race so far then.
Dynamic Duo's back ahead.
Oh, has he? They've dropped a little bit of time.
Did I miss Sid having a moment?
I'm not sure. I was checking other drivers, so...
An incident.
I'm not sure. Yeah, an incident. Potentially.
Craggy with the fastest lap. Craggy into P7, so bit of a rough start though for the Kicksal, but we know he's been quick, but he's looking behind now on the Haas driver, looking to make moves. He's mighty close. He had the DRS there, but backside of it, he doesn't have the open door just yet. Sam is behind Craggy. Can he stay with the Kicksal with the Red Bull? Has not had the best start to the season. hopefully he can keep himself going and gain some extra points to bring him back before we head down to the
Oh.
halfway mark.
Charlie's been overtaken by PW Jones on the start of the back straight. I think he might have had a little bit of a moment there. But those soft tyres proving to be the worse off choice at the start of this race. I think they might just not have enough of a pace advantage to warrant going onto them, despite the wear. I think it's just a case of having more wear and no pace advantage. So you're just basically having tyres that are worse, just all round.
Craggy looking to go past. Can he make it on Robstar? Robstar's trying to defend around the outside, keeping Craggy just at bay. Craggy slightly getting ahead, but now Robstar will benefit with the inside line going down into turn 5. Craggy almost pushed on to off the track, but he's still fighting back, still trying to make it side by side, but backs out of it in turn 7 and 8. Turn 7 is treacherous. The incline can really send you on a bit of a... Oh, no, look, there's a Haas all over the place. That's Goran. Roar!
Oh, the hokey pokey. He's got the hokey pokey. He's nearly turned around, but he saved it just in time. What a save that is. Haas on the grass.
Haas on the grass. Haas lawnmower. Grellis calling it out there. Goran having a stinker, but controlling it well and not sending himself flying into a barrier. Only drops down to P10, so he's still within the points.
It's almost left PW Jones in no man's land now, where Robstar, Craggy, never mind, Charlie and PW Jones are closer together than I thought. Robstar up the inside of Craggy with the DRS.
I don't know which to watch. I'm jumping between Charlie and Craggy. It's Craggy. Oh, contact with a Ferrari there. That's Tay.
People here. I had no idea this many cars were close together. If you come down to just the edge of the points, there's so many cars close together. You've got some great scrapping going on between drivers like Matty Robbo, who's randomly appeared from...
Matty Robbo completely benefited from that little rough and tough there, that battle down into turn 1, 2 and 3. Took the door on the exit of 3, left open by the squirble of the Ferraris. Beautiful stuff. Kicks Albers looking to make moves and maintain the constructors' lead.
Yeah, always proving to be entertaining is EU2 in the races that we bring to you. Sam, the first driver, is victim of track limit penalties. Today, I'm sure we'll get more. Actually, no, he's not. I think Sam's locked up the rears once again. He needs to up that brake bias as Tay makes contact with Goran into the sector 3 left-hander. Not too much damage, and there's quite a questionable rejoin for Goran anyway. But I'll pretend I never saw that because he's already been punished quite enough by the driving of others. As Sebi is on the gravel at the final corner.
Oh
my! Keep going.
Lap 6, causing issues for all the drivers on the track.
We've got Noah's Ark going into turn 1 now. At the edge for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. We've got 2 kick Saubers here. Craggy and Matty Robber working together to keep Lee Bob and Rob Star behind through the first sector. Matty Rob doing a great job defending for his teammate.
Well, we have missed Charlie's fighting with Sid. Sid trying to...
What's happened to
that's
Sid?
not. That's PW Jones. Sid has dropped all the way down to P3. Under attack from Williams and PW Jones. PW Jones getting himself right in the mix for podium.
Under no pressure, because I'm sure that Dynamic Duo is a driver on this grid that Sid could easily work well with and not scrap. So it must be a mistake of his own doing, I'm sure.
Dynamic Duo setting 3-second gap. He's loving it out there on his own. It's bliss. It's a Sunday drive.
Yep, so far we've only had 7 laps. You've got, what, 4, there's not even 25% of the way through the race yet. So, plenty could happen. We've got incidents, people going off, just keeping it going. We've got some genuine drama here. No silly drama, no people being bad at driving. It's all just genuine drama like we had, if you remember, in Brazil last season for EU4. What a race that was, what a season finale that was. But here, it's all to play for still.
PW Jones just made the move on Sid with the DRS, making it look easy as the Williams driver. As he's took the move on turn 1, gets ahead and now sets his sights on P2. Charlie, the V-Carb, does not have the DRS defensive mechanism to defend as Dynamic Duo extends his lead to 4 seconds now. The Haas driver is pulling a Max Verstappen from 23.
Yeah. Oh, Matty Robbo nearly had an incident with Lee Bob going around the outside there into the chicane. Quite an unorthodox place to overtake. But makes it nonetheless without just a little bit of contact though. As Sam goes to the inside of Matty Robbo, doesn't just have the space to do the move, but Matty Robbo's charging his battery, so Sam will stay on the quest for another track position despite having 3 seconds worth of penalties. Excuse me.
Well, Sam, I know, being a very clever driver, he's going to wait for the opportune moment to strike. He's going to prepare himself in a way, waiting for an open door, waiting for the right moment. Like about now, he gets the overspeed with the double dose of DRS. He gets DRS himself and then picks up overspeed from Matty Robbo. So powers through, taking that position away nice and easy. As I said, he's playing it smart, waiting for the opportune moment. He had a look to the inside line earlier in the previous lap, but backed out of it.
Dynamic Joe hitting the flow state as it stands at the moment. He's driving nicely along in his Haas car. I wonder how he'll be able to go in terms of penalties, keeping it on track. I'm looking at him now, just keeping an eye on his pace, and his pace looks very, very good. He's keeping it on track. He's not looking to be pushing it at all, but he's keeping the times as high as they need to be to maintain the lead. I wonder when they'll pit now, because he has started on the medium tyres, and I wonder what the tyre wear's like.
Well, PW Jones, we missed it. He's in P2. And he's sort of bridging a bit of a gap there. Almost 6 tenths from Charlie. Sid falling behind again. Oh, no, he is. He's opening that gap up a lot as Charlie dives into the pits, getting off them soft boots and slapping on that fresh rubber. It was
Quite
expected.
23 laps on hard tyres is quite the way to go, but it obviously means that the tyre wear is a bit higher than people probably thought. They've ended up having to go early onto the hards. He's taking the mediums. He's doing a 2-stop.
Oh, brave. Expecting a safety car, I imagine. He takes the medium tyre, so
50% races at certain tracks here, 2 stops faster. I mean, look at the gap.
Really?
He's only just behind Don Hammer. Really? He'll catch up to Don Hammer.
So already opting for the undercut as Craggy now lurks behind Sid. As a little look makes himself known in Sid's mirrors. That kicks Albert lurking behind, waiting for his moment, putting pressure on Sid. Really trying to put the pressure on and force the Mercedes driver into a mistake, but he gets the DRS now. He looks to the inside line, swinging it round into turn 10. Can Craggy get the power down better than Sid as he does get the traction? He does get the speed and pulls ahead just as he swings it back around turn 12. Beautiful stuff from the kicks. Albert takes the podium away from the Mercedes driver.
I mean, Charlie's already gained a second on Don Hammer already. Sid into the pits now. What is he going to do? Is he going to go into the mediums again, or is he going to go into the hards to the end? Is he going to 1-stop, or is he going to 2-stop?
See 10 laps done on those tyres for those. He goes to the hards.
Oh, and he's taking a front wing change. Sid had damage.
Oh, maybe his incident, he had damage. That's why he's been dropping off the pace. So he is now going long.
But that means Charlie is... Charlie has taken the position of him now. Sorry, I was yawning again.
It's alright, Charlie does jump ahead, the undercut working, but he is going to have to stop again. No doubt those medium tyres that can go the distance. Like Tom says, 22 laps is quite a margin on the medium tyres.
Yeah. It's about time now in the race where the drivers will be thinking about their strategies, how they're going to play out to the end of the race.
He's having a look there to Rob Starr. The Kicksal was looking to attack. Sending it down into turn 10, takes the line, dives ahead, swinging it around turn 10, which also converts to turn 11. Rob looking for a potential switchback there, sending his Williams to the outside line, but doesn't get it. Matty Robbo maintaining ahead. It's 3 and 4 for the Kicks Albers. Beautiful points as Ty now jumps ahead, taking his Ferrari ahead of Rob Starr. Rob Starr had a stinker 12 and stinker turn 13, stinker turn 14. Lost a lot of time there. Could potentially open the door for Sam to come lurking. Rob's now going to send it on the Ferrari down into turn 1, try and take that position back. The Ferrari looking for a switchback, but Rob, staying there. The Red Bull also having a little look. Sam making himself known. Wow, nice little bit of battle in there as we get on to lap 12. Still 21 laps to go.
Yeah, quite the while to go so far. We're not even halfway through the race, and we've had quite a lot of action so far. We've got drivers pitting and drivers extending their stints. 11 laps done on these tyres. We've got a yellow flag for a driver that's spun. I think it's Sebi. My heart stopped for a moment. I thought it was Charlie, but it hasn't. It's Sebi around the exit of turn 3. But Tay is all over the back of Robstar now. Dynamo, your car retired when you left, so you won't be able to take your car back. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, mate, you got DNF from a disconnect. It happens when you're on the track. If you disconnect, the game will DNF you. It's just one of those things, and we can't really avoid that. We can't change that, but we can only push on and focus with the rest of the race. Unfortunate, mate. It's terrible for you.
Yeah. Sebi's got 3 seconds for warnings as well. It's unfortunate.
Goran's made back some decent positions there, but Charlie's the one who's benefiting here with the undercut, making moves as people dive into the pits, will jump ahead of them. So could he be on for net P1 at the minute? But the 2-stop, like we say, he needs to box again.
Yeah, Craggy's just built a bit of a gap, and he's caught up to PW Jones now. And they're both catching Dynamic Duo as well. So Dynamic Duo's threat is slowly being, his lead is slowly being threatened as we get towards the first pit window of the race.
PW Jones or Williams, who certainly has set some pace out here in the as the stint has unfolded. He's certainly got himself locked in that Williams, pushing himself up into P2. He's now chasing the Haas driver, Dynamic Duo, but no, he has the kick Sauber. Craggy lurking behind just inside that DRS zone as we get down towards the main straight. The long straight, which will give Craggy that DRS. He'll close that gap up dramatically. PW Jones with the flashing light does not have the battery, doesn't try and defend and push that gap any wider.
You have 5 minutes to get your bets in for points on who's going to win this race. And odds are it won't be Sid, so I've helped your odds a little bit in terms of what you're going to win back. Also, we've had someone request gap to leader to be shown in the chat as well, please, Brooksley.
Gap to leader. There you go. There is the gap to leader.
Yep, so the
screen. Dynamic Duo leading by quite a while, so if he was to box, he would still only come out around about P10.
Yep, so the gap in question that we've done this for is Sid's gap to leader. It's 33 seconds, so depending on how much time is going to be. Oh, it's also 19 seconds, so for Charlie as well. So I wonder how that's going to play out when Dynamic Duo pits. PW Jones is catching Dynamic Duo. Yes, he is. And that means Craggy is as well, because Craggy is staying with PW Jones. That means the threat of the lead is growing ever stronger.
Oh, here we go. Here goes Craggy. The kick Sauber making it easy with the DRS. Getting that extra speed. Sends it into turn 1 ahead of PW Jones. Now only 1.1 seconds to Dynamic Duo. They are pushing hard, looking to close that gap to the Haas driver. Can they catch him? Certainly, Dynamic's pace has dropped off a little bit. Those tyres are not working well for the Haas driver. Oh, he's had a bit of a slide though. Coming down into turn 5. The Haas is struggling. The tyres are gone. His medium tyres, they're just absolutely gone now.
Yeah, so Charlie's gaining quite a lot of time with his fresh tyres, especially to the leaders who all haven't stopped yet. So I wonder how that'll play out, as well as the fact that Dynamic Duo is struggling. So I suspect that he might even box at the end of this lap to stop any scrapping with Craggy.
Give you a quick view of the tyres on the screen there. You can see who has pitted for the hard tyres. Everybody, majority started on the mediums. I think that was Jonesy. Yeah, PW Jones dives into the pits, looking to get the undercut on the front too. So you will swap those tyres out, opting for the harder compound tyre, I imagine. We'll soon find out. It's now Craggy against the Haas driver, a Dynamic Duo. Can he catch him? He certainly closed that gap up by a dramatic margin.
It's hard for PW Jones, so that means he'll be undercutting on some fresh, hard tyres, and we'll see just how much time he'll gain on the undercut. He's going to the end where Charlie, he's going to have to stop again because those mediums are not making it to the end, and if he tries to take him to the end, he's going to have a hard time when it comes to the end, especially when other drivers are catching up. So I wonder how Charlie's going to play this out now. I think he might have maybe been a mistake to go with the two stop, but I think Dynamic Duo's got to pick this lap now if he wants to save time scrapping against Craggy, and to also. Oh, here we go. Never mind. Craggy takes the matters into his own hands, goes up the inside because he wants to beat Dynamic Duo into the pit lane so that he has less of a chance of becoming victim to PW Jones' strategical undercut.
Ooh, Dynamic is going to fight it back, though. The Haas drivers not letting it go easily. They're still side by side. We're in turn 13, but Dynamic dived into the pits. He's trying to cover off PW Jones. So it's Craggy. It's still going longer on those medium tyres. Interesting for the Kicks Alba. We still have Matty Robbo, who's now in the pit. So Matty's the Kicks Alba to pit first.
Yeah, I think that might be. They have the gap to double stack anyway.
They would have had the gap, but Craggy now leading 16 laps on those medium tyres. The McLaren racer jumps up into P2, but that's Charlie lurking behind, only a second separating those now. Racer yet to box. So that will beg the question of where he is yet to play in the field when he does decide to pit. I will probably end up calling Racer out for this, but I think he may have made a boo-boo.
I'm not sure about Boo Boo, but the one Boo Boo I can see at the moment is Craggy extending his stint. He'll have to come in now. Will it be for softs or hards? If he stays out any longer, he's going to have a crash. Yeah, he's coming to the pits.
Sorry, I was zoned out for a second there when I said made a boo-boo. I was doing some quick maths, trying to add up the gap times to see where it would be, but then I've just literally realised I could do this. So
Yeah, gap leader is a very useful thing.
if he was to box now, he would come out around about P14. I think below that maybe for Racer, but there goes Charlie up into the lead of the race.
Here we go. It's going to be close for the net lead into turn one. Craggy's coming out of the pits on hard tyres. He's been undercut by both PW Jones and Dynamic Duo, but not by as much as they would have wanted by any means.
Dynamic Duo certainly boxed at the right time to come out ahead of PW Jones and maintain it all the way. Craggy just went that one lap too long and falls behind those front three. The order is re-established in a way, but Charlie, we suspect, doing the two-stop now has them lurking behind. Fresh tyres, only 6 seconds, only 5 seconds, sorry, around about almost 6 seconds separating
PW Jones incident.
Oh no, where is he?
He just had a massive snap.
Oh, catches himself well, lost quite a bit of time there. We'll put the interval back on. He's just within DRS still. Craggy outside the DRS needs to push very hard to get it back from Dynamic Duo. Dynamic Duo making the most of these hard tyres now. He has them warmed up a bit better than Craggy does. He's already done one lap more. So Haas driver now looking to potentially take control of the race, but Charlie, as we suspect, is going for a two-stop. The gap is fluctuating around 5 seconds. It drops another second, but Charlie's pushed on a little bit more. Opening it up, it's up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah, and also, so just to keep the idea of the race going for you guys, I've worked out that Charlie, if he was to pit again, which he does have to now, if you can look at the map at the bottom right, coming through turn 4, just now, just after, in the top left of the, in the sort of like top left middle of the circuit, on the left now, coming towards the left, that little train headed by, I think it's Sam, from P7 all the way down to P12, that's exactly where he'd come out of the pits, right in the middle of that train. So he needs to pick up the pace if he wants to come out ahead of that train. But those people, they're on newer tyres, and, you know, is he going to be able to pick up the pace to come out ahead of that? Because that is crucial to his race. If he comes up behind that train, he's going to have to dispatch of every single driver individually, and that all threatens his chances at getting a good position be it here. But if he does come out in front of Sam, which is looking less likely by the lap, if he came out ahead of Sam, it would be heavenly for him, because he'd have a lot of free air, he'd have a lot of space to use his new rubber, which I suspect is going to be soft, but As I say that, Sam sets the fastest lap, so I do not think that Charlie's going to be able to do that.
Oh, the Red Bull certainly cooking up a little bit there on the hard compound tyre, setting the fastest lap of the race. We did see the McLaren of Racer swinging into the pits, so we'll know certainly, most likely, slap on those medium compound fresh boots. Gets himself out onto the track. So now it's all push, push, push on the fresh mediums. The more grippier compound tyre compared to the hards. But 13 laps, can he gain all the positions he would like to? I'll take a quick look at the tyre graphics so you can see he's on the freshest tyres out of everybody at the current state. Driver ahead, Luis Suarez, 7 lap old hard tyres. So he's lurking behind and looking to make an attack.
The race at the front is getting quite interesting. Craggy on the freshest tyres. He is in a good position to take the net lead from Dynamic Duo. This is the scrap for the net lead. But Charlie, as I said, is quite
Oh,
interesting.
incident! Big incident! Big incident! McLaren and Luis, the Red Bull, into each other, pushing each other off the track into turn 12.
Crazy incident.
What did we just witness?
Someone says that Sam is a really dirty driver. That's not true. I can back him and say that he's not a dirty driver. That man does know how to race. Someone who's having a poor race, though, Sid, dropped back ever so much ever since in his first pole position of the season so far. That's unfortunate for him, but he'll come back stronger, I believe.
You know, if he does. My Robo there, just inside the DRS zone of Sid CTB1. The kicks hours were looking good in the first stint of the race. Can my Robo come back and get himself higher in the points as his teammate lurks there on the podium? The gap is dropping to Charlie dramatically. Dynamics took out 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, something that Charlie will be happy to see is that train is splitting up ever so slightly, so that gives him a little bit more room to make manoeuvres on his fresh tyres once he does get onto them. As Craigie takes the net lead of the race on his hard compound tyres. These can't scrap, because if they scrap, they kill the tyres even quicker and they'll lose. They need to gain as much time as possible so that gap to Charlie once he gets onto his new rubber is as big as possible.
Didn't seem like Dynamic tried to fight the position there with Craigie. Seemed to let him go a bit. Didn't want to impede, lose any time. They now need to DRS each other and try and close that gap up a bit more to Charlie. Get past him before Charlie has the chance to box. We have Griffin retired. Safety car, safety car, safety car.
Get your pitchforks out. Someone's binned it in the pit entry.
Somebody died in the pit lane. My. How did you do that then?
Amazing graphic there. Thank you, BK, for the graphics. Safety car deployed. You won't miss it after that. Wonderful transition. But yeah, I think Charlie will definitely be in now. I think everyone has to come in, really. These have the gap at the front at least. Yeah, they're all in.
Oh,
see how it plays out.
Charlie has been saved. Can you believe it? He has been blessed with the grace of a safety car, can box for some fresh medium boots, even the softs. Maybe the softs can do it. He does go for the softs. Charlie's opting for the softs. A V-cab taking that chance. Who
Craigie
else?
on the mediums. PW Jones mediums. Lee Bob softs. Tail get held up from his teammate, but that won't. Well, it might bother him a little bit, but that's okay. Everyone now out onto the track. Charlie with the net lead. It's going to be an interesting end to the race.
We've just been informed in the chat that this was a Charlie strategy masterclass. So he said in the team chat he expected a late safety car on his medium stint, and look at what's happened. Can you believe it?
If he wins this, it would be a well-deserved victory then, from the sounds of it. So we'll see how much of a fight he's willing to put up with it once this safety car comes in. A mistake from Griffin, the Alpine, has gifted a lifeline to this driver.
What a turn of events. Charlie has pulled out a strategic masterclass. here in EU2, and he's looking good for race victory. He needs to get a perfect restart and gap away from those medium tyres before he burns those softs. The track is going to be a little bit warm now. You can see the sun glaring down. They've all done their laps. They've been racing for 23 laps, pushing as hard as they can. Doesn't want to burn those
Tiny
out too
Penguin.
much.
Tiny Penguin has asked for tyre graphic. Oh, you got it up? No, no mind.
It is up. It is up.
Apologies.
Oh, my. So far, only 2 drivers not finishing the race. Looking fairly well so far. Couple of track limit penalties, just, you know, a couple time penalties, nothing too major. Some nice action, some very nice racing. That's a fact.
Yep, some good racing so far. Very nice strategy implemented into this race. It's a high-level race. It's EU2, so it's the second highest tier that we've got for our European drivers. So, yeah, softs can easily make it to the end as well, someone says in chat, especially with these safety car laps as well.
Well, we should hopefully see the safety car in at the end of this lap. Everybody is bunched up, and the queue is going around turn 3 now. You can see Charlie weaving, desperately generating those tyre temps, trying to get them nice and toasty so he can absolutely send it for the final 8 laps.
Request for penalties to be shown yet.
It's not that one. It's this one. Everybody with just a nice, easy slap on the wrist, 3 seconds.
Yeah, not gonna, you know, say anything, but I was viewing other league races. I won't be like naming names, but I was just viewing other league races, and I saw that some people in chat were being ignored for requests and such. Never in our races. You can see when our race is occurring on the right hand side, once the graphic animates and changes. 9 p.m. For the local time of the race. So European tiers Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. EU4 3, 2, 1, except for Monday. EU4 isn't running at the moment because there's no
There's the
drivers.
Safety car in.
Yep, and as just to round off, American tiers happening at 9 p.m. In their local regions as well. So yeah, but as the safety car comes in, we're going to see an 8-lap sprint conclusion to the Spanish GP for round 4.
Absolutely. Got to give our credit as well, as you said, to the American side. Our brothers across the pond over the waters that run a completely different side of Contest of Speed. Not many people see it unless you watch their streams, but go and support them if you're awake early hours of the morning, of course, if you're in the European side.
Yep,
but we are
9
now
PM.
ready to go as Charlie gets them going out of turn 14. Craggy was not caught out at all. He's lurking behind. Easily could make a move into turn 1. He does. He swings it one way, swings it back. Dynamic has had the door open, sends it through into turn 1. He's looking to take the move, make it through.
Duo.
Oh, he does. He gets through. Coming round turn 3. Beautiful stuff from the Haas driver. Craggy losing that P2 position. Dynamic sets his eyes now on Charlie. Charlie on the soft compound tyre. Can he make it work? He needs to start pushing very, very hard now. We have changes all over from the start. Racer didn't box under the safety car. He didn't need to. He'd already boxed for the fresher mediums. They were only 3-lap old when the safety car come out, so he has benefited there in P6, but does have a 3-second penalty. Lee Bob up into P4, scoring the points for the Ferrari. They desperately need them for the constructors.
Yep, safety car is not out. That's a glitch with the graphic. Once a yellow flag or a changing flag comes out, we'll see it disappear. So it's a visual bug with the game. So yeah.
Absolutely. Sam, bit of a, maybe a bumper badge there on the back of the McLaren, almost bumper drafting, if you would like to say. Smelling that rear diffuser, having a little look, trying to get some secrets off the McLaren. As the Red Bull now pushes there, he's got the speed out of turn 14.
Yeah, there's been an incident at the back with Suarez and Havoc Connor. DRS now enabled. We see the front 4 is separated by a little bit of space, but then it gets a little bit closer and more worse for wear for the drivers from P6, 7, 8 and 9. Even, well, I'd say they're a bit spread out now after the first lap, but it was getting quite feisty on the first lap of green lap running. And as you can see now, the safety car graphic has vanished.
Lovely stuff, and I just want to give some credit where credit is due. Sam there just made an amazing overtake into turn 1. It was beautiful stuff. He had the speed coming out of turn 14, got the power down, had the racing line. He came steaming up to the rear of that McLaren, got past taking P6. So it's lovely racing, lovely to see as we see Dynamic Duo. We've been on board now for around half a lap, trying to keep the pressure on the V-Carb, the Haas versus V-Carb for race victory. Craggy still waiting behind, could now be under pressure from Lee Bob. The Ferrari desperately needs the points. PW Jones just outside the DRS of the front four, could be under attack from Sam in the Red Bull from behind. Sam has the 3-second penalty, but he's not letting that hold him back as PW Jones just gets the DRS. 9/10 starts to use it as the defensive measure as Kevin Calforti now tries to send it down on Racer 001. Gets past the McLaren with ease.
A little bit of a snap for Sam. He just ran a little bit too much on the curb, but I'll tell you what, the top three scrap is very, very close at the moment. Lee Bob as well, very much in it. He's just being patient and waiting behind, looking for the opportunistic move where Charlie is just using the free air in front of him to maintain the pace and maintain the tyre wear, because his tyres are a little bit softer than those behind him, so those behind him can afford to rag it around the track a little bit harder, just can afford to spend a little bit more rubber on the track to use bits of the track that maybe are a little bit unorthodox to overtake, just so they can get to the end. There's not enough laps to worry about tyre wear here, but Craggy just a little bit unsettled, as well as Charlie through that left-hander, but Dynamic Duo is not. Dynamic Duo is looking ready to pounce as we come around the final two corners. They're very fast, they're very, very daring. You don't want to go too far wide, you don't want to ride on the curbs. You can spin out, you can go on the grass and you can go on the gravel, but if you don't, you open the DRS and you use the slipstream and you use the battery like Dynamic Duo in the house.
But here comes Craggy.
Three wide into turn one. It's Craggy as well with the DRS, goes to the outside of Dynamic Duo. They both overtake Charlie, but unfortunately, he's unable to take the lead from Dynamic Duo, who plays it to a T and takes the lead on lap 28.
Fantastic racing. Dynamic Duo certainly has shown his pace here today in EU2. He's been fast, he dominated, he got by 5 seconds. Now on the fresh medium tyres after that dramatic bit of a safety car, certainly switching the strategies up. He's pushing away to try and take racing victory. Charlie, who had the strategic masterclass, sits on the podium, P3, now potentially under attack from the Ferrari. Lee Bob almost catching him out there. He had a bit of a wobble, did the V-Carb. But it's all down to Craggy, who sends it now to the inside line of turn 10, trying to get past the Haas. Can he make it do? Can he make it stick? He can't. Haas driver of Dynamic Duo. I'm getting a bit out of hand here. This is incredible wheel-to-wheel racing there. Oh, he's through. Craggy's barely making it through though. So close to contact. Dynamic Duo almost ran wide, but kept it on the track.
Oh, but Dynamic Duo has not given up yet. He's using the DRS now. They've the DRS, not the Dynamic Duo, is very powerful here. Contact. There's damage for someone. I think it was Lee Bob. He's rear-ended Craggy. I wonder what sort of damage that's given him. I saw carbon fibre.
He's lost the front left end plate. It's Gunners. The Ferrari, who could have been looking good for a podium, has now fumbled it and will certainly lose time.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But what can Charlie do now? Can he get past? Can he stop losing time to the drivers ahead? It looks like the medium tyre was the correct choice. Giving up that. Oh, Dynamic Duo wide. Is that strategic wide? Is that strategic? Oh, I want to be behind on the second to last lap. Maybe not, because he's going to the outside, but he's backed off, so maybe it is. But it means that Lee, Bob, and Charlie are not out of the question here. We've got a lovely camera view now from the helicopter that's flying over. That's is virtual. Is in the game. We haven't paid for this. We're not made of money. Going through the daring final two corners of the lap. Onto the final straight. We take it over onto lap 30 now. As Charlie gets 3 seconds for track limits. I told you can run wide there.
Oh, that's going to damage his race dramatically. Certainly going to fall down the
Here comes
order. Dynamic Duo.
Oh.
Sends it to the inside. Almost gets ahead. He does pull ahead on the exit of turn 2. Swinging it around turn 3. Leading there. Craggy. The Kick-Sauber was not looking good in qualifying, but he's certainly looking good here in the race. He's pushing very, very hard to take victory, but the Haas driver Dynamic Duo has been pushing hard all race long. He's been fast all through quali, fast all through the race. He's up the Haas drivers to lose, but does he feel the pressure now? Craggy lurking behind, and we have a bit of a DRS train down to P7 with the front runners. could anybody else just snatch it away? Oh, Charlie there, another wobble running off track as he swung it round turn 9, swings it round turn 9, should I say. Oh, dramatic for the V-Carb. He was looking good, but now it's all falling away. The soft tyres, I think they're a bit cooked there. I think they're a bit warm. He's overheating. Oh, no, Dynamics had an issue. Oh, contact with the Ferrari. The Ferrari picking up more potential damage there.
Is that going to be an unsafe rejoin penalty? But it's gifted the lead to Craggy, the man that is inevitable in this tier so far, but they haven't quite lost touch of him.
Oh!
I don't know if Dynamic Joe's going to have a penalty given to him post-race, but he's not going to have too much damage at the moment. He didn't pick up a damage in the... he did pick up a penalty, sorry, in the game, so I wonder how he's got away with that.
PW Jones just sent a mighty one into turn 1.
Yeah, I missed that, sorry.
It's alright, turn 1, a mighty send for the Williams driver. Got past Charlie in the V-Carb. But that Ferrari, Lee Bob doing well to drive with the current damage on his front wing. Lost his front left end plate. He's still keeping it on the track and pushing with strong pace. It's looking good.
It is looking very, very good for Dynamic Duo. He's in the position you'd like to be in, I'd assume. He's got the choice on whether he does want to make the move, but Lee Bob takes a penalty on the second to last lap of the race.
No, drama for Ferrari, drama. As Tate is outside the points. Lee Bob looking good for points. He's now getting passed by PW Jones. Gets himself firmly on the podium, takes it on the track, but would have inherited it as Lee Bob picks up 3 seconds. But he will stay P4 as Charlie's got 3 seconds. So does Sam, Kevin and Sid. So, at the minute, he will stay where he is. But PW Jones sits on the podium once again.
Yeah, I wonder if Dynamic Duo is going to make a lunge into turn 1 with the DRS and slipstream. We can only wait.
This is mighty for PW Jones. He sat on the podium before and he's sitting on there again. He's bringing the Williams to the top, getting that team back up in the glory days. Rob Starr, the other Williams driver, picking up a 3-second penalty.
We'll soon find out how this race is going to end. We're coming through to finish the penultimate lap, to go on to the final lap of this race.
This is where it
I
matters.
wonder how it's going to play out.
Is Dynamic Duo in the perfect position, or is PW Jones in the perfect position? And away we go to start the final lap here at the Spanish Grand Prix. Here goes Dynamic Duo. There goes PW Jones. Who's got the overspeed? Who's got the entry? Jones sends it round the outside. Tries to keep it to the inside line. Dynamic Duo fighting it. Stays ahead of the Williams driver. I called it early. I saw Jones potentially getting in the mix up for victory with the overspeed, but he takes P2 away. Now has Craggy lurking behind the kick. Sauber now looking for a potential switchback, getting to the inside line, sending it side by side as we go down into turn 5. Craggy round the outside of turn 5. Can he make it stick? Still side by side. Does take P2 away, but it's Dynamic Duo now who looks strong for race victory. Can he take the win?
Yeah. Dynamic Duo, he has had a good race so far. He took a very good qualifying position. Forgive me for not remembering what it was specifically, but he's outplayed the man who was 2 for 2 at one point. He had won 100% of the races so far this season. He had missed all but 1 point after 2 rounds. The third round was a little bit worse for wear for him, but he still picked up points. But this time it's the Haas driver of Dynamic Duo. He rounds the second to final corner. He rounds the final corner, and Craggy makes a snap so that PW Jones across the line. He's going to take
PW Jones drag race. Oh my God! The Williams driver had the door open to him and he took it. A drag race to the line. Snatches P2 away from Craggy after Craggy had a moment out of the last corner. What a finish! My.
I caught that on a clip as well, so if it wasn't caught on stream, we can still use that clip for something somewhere. But wow, what a race that was. A good race for everyone involved. Matty Robbo, what a race from him. He started quite far down the order. He's in P7, scoring good points. Craggy takes yet another podium. That's at least 3. If he didn't get one last race, I don't remember who the podium was for last race.
He
Excuse me for
won
that.
last race in Austria. Hackle
Craggy,
P2.
did he?
He did.
Are you sure? So he's 3 for 3. So we've the only person to beat Craggy so far this season are Dynamic Duo and PW Jones.
Dynamic Duo does it beautifully here in Spain. Barcelona, certainly the track that he will remember for the entirety of season 14. His first race victory of the season, as he came into the season a little bit later, but does taste that top spot. He'll be cracking the champagne open as the celebrations are all for Team Haas. Dynamic Duo there on the top spot.
Yeah, what an amazing race. It's the first win for anyone bar a kick Sauber of Craggy so far this season. It's taken 4 races, 4 weeks of racing, but yeah, it was worth it, definitely.
I'm just getting the results, bear with me. I need to take the screenshots for the results so we know where we're at for next race and we can get the standings updated nicely. But again, Dynamic Duo taking a victory. PW Jones snatching a podium once again, setting a beautiful race for the Williams, bringing them back up to the top. Craggy, P3, your race winner from last race, has been outdone this race. Lee Bob, P4, finally getting the good points for Ferrari. Charlie not having the race that he wanted, P5. Kevin, P6. My Robbo, good race for Kick Sauber, good points for them, P7. Sid was not having the race he wanted, falls down to P8. Followed by, bear with me a second. Tay in P9, Racer in P10. So that should do it for your top 10. But what a fantastic race we have seen. The vibes have been incredible here in Spain. The race has been exciting. So we shall move on to see if we've got any interviews coming. Hello. Get people asked if they want the interviews.
Yeah, are we cut?
No, we're in the interview screen.
Oh right, I was wondering. I never remember if we cut or if we
We don't
still,
cut.
yeah,
No, we're
still on
still
stream.
talking. We're still talking. Yeah. Well, we're trying to get people here ready in the interview
All
room.
right. Let's get him in.
I apparently can't spell. I put interviews. I shall get them their invites. Who was Dynamic Duo? Beautiful race from himself. It was PW Jones taking the second spot, and Craggy once again taking a podium, doing it for Kick Sauber. Kick Saubers are a bit dominant this season. It's looking mighty fine. The Kick Sauber's leading the constructors 77 points, but we're Craggy on 57. A comfortable lead in the drivers' standings as we do pick up everybody straight away right here in the interview room. So starting off P3, Craggy. Previous race winner, looking good for a potential race victory. Didn't have the qualifying you wanted, but you still managed to come back and get on the podium. P3, good points for your team and for yourself, extending your championship lead. So, how do you feel about that one? Give us a rundown of your quali, mate.
Yeah, so quali I did a okay lap to begin with, but then I think I spun on one of my last laps and then went back in, rushed to change the tires, and invalidated on that lap as well. So unfortunately, it was a P10 for qualifying. Yeah.
For your race, you managed to certainly pull something back. Couple of incidents at the start there, making you benefit fairly easily. But yeah, qualifying P10 made a dramatic comeback, getting yourself P3. How was your race? Come on, could have had some spicy moments there. We did see all the action there. Couple of overtakes, nice battle with Dynamic.
Yeah, mid pack was difficult. It's always a bit of wheel banging in the mid pack, but once you get out to the front, these guys in the podium, very good racers. You know, close races on the corners and all that. And yeah, the well deserved win there by Dynamic.
Lovely stuff. Tom Carter, anything to add?
Yeah, just wondering if you would like to speak about that last corner and what happened there.
It was my last chance. I saved up quite a bit of ERS throughout the last lap, just to see if I could get him on that last corner, and I just pinned the throttle. Didn't care if I got a track limit warning, so I had one in the bag at least. I was just gonna floor it and see if I could get him on the line, but
All or nothing.
it just spun a little bit on the exit of the corner, and that
Well, I
made
mean, it was
Jones get through.
either it was either what 7 point gain. What now? Was it 7 point gain or 2 point loss? And unfortunately, this time you took the 2 point loss, which is unfortunate. But I respect that.
Yeah, well, I went for it. Can't say I didn't try.
Yeah, fair enough. Thank you.
It was a beautiful race from yourself and a nice P3 podium finish, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
PW Jones, the Williams, on the second spot, once again taking a podium here in EU2. Nice to see you back in the comms booth, my friend. It was a good
Hello,
race
thank
from
you.
yourself. Do you want to give us a rundown of your quali?
Yeah, quali. I'm never good at quali, as I've said many times. But my first run, I messed up. My second run on the same set of tyres, I absolutely put in a close to perfect lap and put it on pole at the time. So I thought with a new set of tyres, final run, I might be able to get a bit further up. But I messed up the final lap. So I think my true pace was about second, third, fourth in that qualifying. So I think started fifth in the end, but it's there or thereabouts.
No, you quali just about fourth or fifth. Sure, we'll see that back at some point, figure out where you were. But in the meantime, you did have a fantastic race. We saw you in quite a lot of battles there, from dropping to sort of mid-pack, fighting back up, and then you were just there lurking behind, waiting for the opportune moment in that final stint after the safety car restart. Were you expecting a safety car at all, or was your planned strategy for no safety cars?
I was expecting a safety car, but at the beginning of the race, lap one, I was surprised we had a safety car there when we did, but I think it put me under a bit more pressure than I was at the time. So I would have preferred not to have had it, but well, we had it, so everyone ended up on mediums or softs, and I decided to try and just hang into the 1 second DRS zone, using as little battery as I could and trying to save the tyres, and I thought it'd come back to me at the end. And it kind of worked out that way. The softs went off, I think, 2 or 3 laps from the end, so I managed to get past those drivers. And I feel my tyres are slightly better than the other 2 guys in front, but they just managed to keep ahead of me.
Aye, it was a very good race from yourself. Nice to see you fighting there and taking that opportune moment out of the final corner. That was lovely stuff. Snatching that P2 away from Craggy. But
Yes, yeah, I've been going too deep into that corner every time, so I thought I'd just brake a little bit earlier. And the car turned in quite smooth, and so I was able to get on the power earlier. Yeah, Craggy made that mistake, and I just managed to get past, so I was quite thankful for that.
it's a beautiful little drag race to the line there, giving us that photo finish, but a nice P2 for getting yourself some nice points, especially for your team as well. You've done quite well so far. The Williams are in P5, but certainly with the added 18 points, you'll be jumping up ahead of Alpine at least. So lovely stuff from yourself, mate, and a nice finish. I'll pass you on to Tom Carter. Have you got anything to say?
Yeah, just how did you feel seeing Craigie slide through that final corner? And what was it? Are you happy for those extra? What is it? 2 points? All that for 2 points? Was it? What's it like seeing an opportunity like that come up on the track? And how do you make the decision to capitalize on it?
Yes, it's always great to benefit from something like that. I was all set to come third. I didn't think I'd come anything else, but yeah, I need some go sideways. I thought, well, I'm keeping it smooth, and it just paid off for me. So I'm just lucky on that one. I couldn't have got him unless he made that mistake.
Yeah, amazing stuff, mate. Well done, P2. Never give up, I suppose, is the lesson to take from that.
Yeah, keep pushing.
Lovely stuff. Congratulations on the P2 podium finish and another podium here in EU2. So it's at least 2 so far. Lovely stuff. You had the race win, didn't you? And we had the half points verdict, I believe.
Oh yes, that's right, in Jeddah where the lobby
Yeah,
fucked up.
so again, another sort of victory for yourself, getting yourself a nice points finish. So congrats, mate.
Thank you.
On to the race winner, Dynamic Duo, the easily the fastest man out there today in Barcelona. You were setting the pace quite a lot in qualifying. You gapped in the first stint by around 5 seconds. So lovely to see such a fast driver on the track. It was a Haas dominance, and it was beautiful to see. Do you want to give us a rundown of your quali? How you feeling, mate? You took victory.
Well, qualifying it was decent. The lap didn't feel great, to be honest. Sector 1 was awful, but the rest of all that felt fine. Just tried to nail that throughout, but it didn't come to me. So I started like P2, I think it was, just behind Sid. But yeah, it wasn't a bad quali, to say the least.
Yeah, it's nice to see you up there in the fight. Now you could certainly put yourself in contention for potential victory as we go on. We had the half points finish, which means the points are still quite low. So a couple of victories, and you're certainly back in contention for potential championship. We'll see how it goes in the second half of the season. But it was a nice victory. How was your race, mate? How did you feel about that? You was certainly getting yourself into a nice fight there, and getting some nice moves and overtakes done, and a bit of a battle with Craigie and Charlie at one point, but Charlie fell down the order. That soft strategy didn't work out for him. So give us your rundown of your race, mate.
Yeah, the race, like the first stint on the mediums, it was good. I was trying to work with Sid, trying to gap the field. But I had a moment into turn 2 which gave him wing damage, so he just fell off. So I was left alone trying to maintain a decent gap before I went in for my first pit stop. And then just from then on, it was weird because I don't know, the hards didn't feel great, but I just had decent pace there. I was in that little battle with Craggy for a lot of laps. PW was also there, just like lingering. I was keeping my eye on him. But yeah, when that safety car came out, it was kind of a godsend in a way, because my tires, they didn't feel good compared to Craggy's.
Struggle on the hard copper and tyres you were, and you managed to box and get on the mediums once again, the fresh meads. You get 2 sets per race, so it was nice to see the strategy not so much go your way, but in a way the safety car managing to rectify that and get you that victory, mate. So beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
Nice victory. I'll pass you on to Tom Carter.
Yeah, thank you for that, Brooksley. Just my question to you is, did you expect to be in contention for the win today? And if not, well, it doesn't matter if not, you did win today, well done. But my next follow-up question would be, how do you maintain on keeping this? How do you plan on maintaining this pace going forward?
I felt going into the race I had a decent chance with the qualifying results, but hopefully I can just keep this pace throughout the rest of the season. Just try and keep in contention for wins and podiums, and hopefully be up there.
Yeah, well done, mate. Thank you very much.
Lovely stuff, and I think that could do us for this evening. Be sure, though, to check in a few hours' time. Our friends across the pond for the AM2 tier coming your way just a couple of hours' time. If you're still awake at that time, I know exactly where I'll be. I'll be absolutely passed out in my bed. I have work early in the morning, but don't matter about that. Stay focused on the racing. But thank you all for watching once again, and we shall see you next week. Goodbye.